Hello, it's Richard Wilson, and today I want to explain to you the difference between absolute returns and relative returns. It's a pretty fundamental concept to understanding how hedge funds work and how they came about. So I think it's really important that you understand this if you're taking the CHP designation or just working in the hedge fund industry in general. So to start with, the hedge fund industry started because people figured out that when the stock market goes down, they don't want to be losing money by being long on stocks, by buying stocks. They want to be able to short stocks and use both long stocks and shorting stocks within the same portfolio. It's kind of, hedging your risk with shorting some stocks in a portfolio is kind of where the term hedge fund came about from. So having absolute returns versus relative returns is really at the core of what the whole hedge fund industry is all about. Absolute returns means that for your investors in your hedge fund, if you're an absolute return hedge fund, you're trying to return, let's say, 7% or more every single year. It doesn't matter what the economy does, what the stock market does. You are trying to get that 7% return, and you're trying to do that by shorting stocks you think are weak or are going to go down in value or down in price, and going long on stocks that you believe, or buying stocks you believe are going to do relatively well compared to the greater marketplace. This way, if the market goes down, you make money on your shorts. If the market goes up, you make money on the long bets you've made. And you're trying to get that 7% return no matter what happens in the marketplace. Relative return managers are really trying to beat the market. They might pin themselves against the S&P 500 or more likely against other hedge fund managers that run their type of strategy, like long-short equity or global macro. But with a relative strategy, if the market goes down 20% and you only go down 10%, then that's reason to celebrate because you're trying to beat the market and you just lost half as much. If the market goes up 7% and you go up 15%, again, that's another reason to celebrate. If you're a relative return manager, in most cases, then that's what you're trying to do. Some of the issues that have come up lately have been whether there are that many absolute return managers out there. During the two recent financial crises, when the economy went down and the stock market went down drastically, the truth is even absolute return managers, quote unquote, lost some money. Almost all of them did. Some of them are very proud to have only lost 4%. The market might have gone down 15 or 25%. But the truth is, how absolute return are these managers if almost nobody had an absolute steady return? So it's really a degree. You can think about it as a relative, sliding scale of how much they're focused on relative returns versus absolute returns in a hedge fund. But for the Certified Hedge Fund Professional designation, for working in the hedge fund industry, when you hear people talking about absolute returns, you have to know they're shooting for a return no matter what the stock market is doing, where relative returns are based on how someone is doing relatively compared to the broader stock market. So thank you for joining me for this video. I hope this helps explain absolute versus relative returns, and we'll speak with you again soon.